All right, so tarot card, so I'll just explain what tarot card is, right? So tarot card is a way to connect to your subconscious mind, right? So we all are humans on this earth. We all have problems in lives, right? And when we go through that problem, it could be any problem. It could be related to your relationship, it could be related to your health, it could be related to your finance, it could be related to your career. And we are often on the crossroads of our life. So whenever we are on that, we are facing that challenge, what we seek is we seek clarity, we seek guidance, and we seek a way how we can follow the right path to solve the problem. And in that situation, what do? We need guidance from somebody. We need guidance from the universe, or you call it God, you call it Allah, whatever name you give it. I say it universe because I don't want to get into religion. So I always seek guidance from the universe, right? Because we are part of the universe. So, and but how do we seek guidance from the universe? Because universe speaks a different language. Universe doesn't speak English, Hindi, or any other language. Universe gives us answers in form of symbols, um, pictures, images, or feelings, or energy, right? But tarot is one of the way which helps us to connect to the universe, to connect to the higher real, and that's how we can find the guidance and seek clarity. So it is one of the tool, a divination tool that is given to us that helps us to connect to the universe and our own subconscious mind, because our subconscious mind has all the answers. And that is what tarot card is. And it didn't start as a divination tool. And as I mentioned, I have all the history in one of the videos, so you can go through it. So we'll talk about tarot cards today. So tarot card is divided into two arcanas. Arcanas means mystery. One is major arcana and second is minor arcanas. So what is major arcanas? Major arcanas represent your life, which is with your major events, which are destined to happen, and they last in your life for a longer period of time, right? So tarot card has total of 78 cards. Tarot deck, we call it deck. Tarot deck has total of 78 cards, which is further divided into two arcanas, major and minor. The first is the first contains 22 cards, which means 0 to 21, because the first card is zero card, the Fool, and it ends with the World, which is 21st card, so it makes it total 22 cards. And second is minor arcana, which minor represent minor day-to-day activities in your life which you do, and the timeline for that is shorter, and it's you what you do in your day-to-day. That's what it represent. So it's from 22 to 78 cards, and that is total 56 cards. Okay, so that's how 78 cards are divided into two arcanas. So we'll talk about minor arcanas. So we said we have total of 56 cards, right? And then those 56 cards are further divided into four divisions, right? So the first division is cups, second division is wands, third division is swords, and fourth division is pentacles. And each suit, so they are called suit, each suit represents something. So what does cup represent, right? And cup has 14 cards, so each suit is divided into 14 cards. And so what does each suit represent? So cup represent your relationship and emotions, like your relationships around you, like your family, your friends, your job, your colleagues at your workplace. That's what it represents. And cup also is a water element, and water element again represent your emotions. And 90% of your cup cards are positive. And I'll tell you something, like, if you see a human by heart, everybody is really nice, right? We all are very nice by heart. If somebody is on the road suffering, from maybe an accident, maybe somebody had an accident, we'll all feel really bad, right? Like when we look at them, we'll feel bad. We'll say, oh, this person is suffering. We'll feel really bad. But how many will take action? Only 50%. 50% will just ignore and go on. That's where our wants comes into the picture. That's our action. That represent our action towards the activities in our day-to-day life. It could be related to your career or any action towards you know your relationship, your career goals, your finance. Only 50% take actually actions. Everybody wants to be very successful, but how many people take actions? Not everybody. um, I need to correct this. This is not 90% negative, this is 50% negative. And that's your fire element, because to take action, you need fire in you. So that's why it represents fire element. Then we have swords. Swords again has 14 cards, and that represent your thoughts and ego. And I also have to correct this. This is 90% negative. And that represent air element. Swords represent air element, 90% negative. So in today's world, 90% people are overthinking. They have traumas from their childhood. That's what is being. That's why your sports card is 90% actually negative. Because when we talk about any business idea or anything, the first thought is, I think I'm gonna fail, or you bring your past. So your thinking is negative these days. And then the fourth comes materialistic, which is pentacle cards. Again, it has 14 cards. And it's 90% positive because everybody loves money. Everybody wants to create wealth. Everybody wants to live a lavish life, like majority of the people. And that represent earth element because it's solid. So what we spoke about a tarot deck. A tarot deck contains of 78 cards, which is further divided into two: major arcana, minor arcana. Major is 22 cards, minor is 56 cards, and 56 card is further divided into four suits, and each suit has 14 cards, and there are four suits, right? And how do you identify suit? So when you see cup card, how do you identify a cup card? You will see a cup um, into that card, like this. Like for example, ace of cup, like a cup. See, like this, you'll see a cup. And how you can remember? In cup, we put water, and water represent your emotions. That's how you can remember. Okay, it's a cup card because we put water in it, and water represent our emotions and our relationship. So, yeah, here. And then wands, you will see a wooden stick. That's how you see, that's how you identify a wand card. For example, ace of wand. Wooden stick with some flowers, like this. And then comes swords. Swords is easy to identify because you'll just see sword, like ace of sword. You'll see a sword in every card, like this. And that represent your thinking. And usually thinking is sharp, right? And it's air element. So how you can identify that? How do you use sword? You sword use in the air, right? So that's an air element and you're thinking. Pentacle. Pentacle is a star. It's a coin. It's a kind of coin. And coin represent money, and that's how you can, remember. And wand is basically, on the earth, like you find on the earth, the stick. It comes from the, obviously everything comes from this, from the universe. But just to identify, you can bring some meaning to it. Any question on minor arcana? All right, so let's start with the chariot card today. And I'm going to post a video on YouTube, um, which is going to describe the meaning of and the Empress and Emperor and the Lovers. So you can go through that video if you want to know the meaning. All right, just a second. All right, so when you see this card, what is the feeling you're getting? Anybody? I want this to be little engaging. I don't want to bore you guys with all the content. So if anybody wants to express.
It looks confident and powerful. Sure of like kind of just sure of where he's at and where the path is moving forward.
Mhm. Very nice, that's good. Um, so the chariot card basically it's a victory card, right? The keyword is victory. And this is a very positive card. This shows victory after a lot of planning and hard work, right? So this person had did a lot of hard work and is victorious. And also, if you see, the card number is number 7. And in one of my videos, I've explained how a tarot card works. Tarot card works on 5 things. It works on something called Shakun Shastra, which is connecting with the universe. It works on colors. So every color has a meaning, psychological and spiritual meaning. It works on numerology, which is number system. It works on symbolism and pictures. And the most important, the intuition of the user. Oh, sorry, intuition of the reader. So that's why, tarot is not just random. There are behind a tarot, Pamela Coleman Smith, she draw these cards, right? She was an artist. She worked with Edward Waite, A.E. Waite, right? Who was one of the scholars, a member of Golden Dawn societies who did a lot of research on tarot. So they worked together. And Pamela Coleman Smith, I show my regards to her that she brought tarot into life and she made it easy for us to read it. So they are trying to show a life situation into every card that a person is going through, right? And our subconscious mind reads pictures, understand pictures. For example, when you are driving the car, you're not driving through your subconscious mind. You are driving through subconscious mind. You don't really pay attention. You're just driving. You in the beginning you pay attention, but when you're driving, you practice a lot, you are doing it subconsciously. For example, when you're driving the car, you are on a signal, you will notice red, yellow and green light. It wouldn't say red, red, because our subconscious mind won't be able to recognize and will not be able to figure out. That's why it's the symbols, colors. That's why tarot card works on uh, that concept. Yes, you have a question,
Yes,
love.
I was wondering about the symbolism of because it's a chariot, but the Sphinx, they're not moving, they're laying down chilling, and the chariot itself, it looks like stone that's on the ground. So it doesn't seem to really be moving.
Right. It's That's a very good point. And what they are trying to tell is, so when there is a war, whenever there is a war, there is a lot of movement. This is definitely showing somebody who is a warrior. So what they are saying is that this person is victorious after a war. That's why they are not moving, that they have succeeded, right? And even if you see these two symbols here, black and white, it shows duality. That this person is victorious, used the intuition power, because if you see here, there are two moons on his shoulder. That shows intuition. That this person has won, listening to the intuition power, connected to the universe, and now is not moving because the war is over. That's why this image is showing like this. Is that clear? Yes, they are grounded and can rest now after victorious battle. Right.
I understand that. It's just a little bit confusing because the name of it is the chariot, right? Which the point is to move forward. So it's just interesting that it's talking about forward movement and guidance, but the chariot is not moving. It doesn't even look like it's meant to be moved with the stone as its body cemented on the ground. I just thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so like also if we talk about so I teach tarot in seven aspects: past, present, future, health, finance, and your career and guidance, right? So if it comes in the future, that it becomes not a very positive card, meaning it's still a positive card, but we say you move forward, because there will be a time in your life where you have to have laser focus and move forward towards your goals, and you'll have to use your intuition power. You will be in duality, you will be in confusion, you will be on a crossroad, but you will become victorious. So in the future, it's not like, oh, you are already victorious. It's just representing the current situation right now. Okay, so this person knows how to control between the good and bad, because these two symbols are showing the the black and white. So black represent um, something not clear, right? Lack of clarity. Because in the darkness, you cannot make decisions, right? If there is no light, how will you make a decision to, if you can take a step forward? That's why black represent lack of clarity, white represent clarity. So this card is showing duality between black and white, between bad and good, right and wrong. So, if we talk about the past, that means in the past, the person must have struggled a lot and overcome the difficulties. After his or her achievement, he got stable, powerful, and got all the materialistic comfort. And he had a good intuition power. So, he used his intuition power to come out from that duality. I'm using intuition power again and again because number 7 also represent intuition, and number 7 represent clarity after illusion and delusions. So this is after the war, this scene. Okay. In the present, the person's struggle period is over and he had overcome all the difficulties. After getting the achievements, he became stable, powerful, and has all the materialistic comforts. He does have a lot of knowledge, due to which he is now a good decision maker. He also has good intuition power. So now, if it comes in past, present, future spread, meaning the future, in the future, the person will achieve victory after a lot of hard work. So you cannot say, so you have to tell the querent, be ready for a war. You will be in a position where you will have to do a little bit struggle. Choose between the right and wrong. And you will be in duality and you will face obstacles in your life, but you will be victorious if you use your intuition powers. And you really sit down with yourself, okay, what decisions to make. You just go inward, connect to universe, and then you'll be successful. If it comes in relationship, sometimes people say, oh, the feelings, and lot of questions come. So in relationship, the person has a very stable relationship. He or she will have a stable and fruitful relationship with the partner, and the relationship will get stronger because it's showing strong, powerful. The relationship will get stronger, and here also the person should use intuition power. In health, the person has strong hold on the health. He or she takes care of everything and try to balance, right? Like following a good diet, um, going to the gym, and if there is any issue in the health, then obviously take the doctor advice because we never provide guidance on health. um, it has to be, it's not legal to provide guidance on health. So sometimes people comes and say, oh, I went to the doctor, everything is perfectly fine. Then we can do a chakra spread and kind of scan the aura where the problem is, right? That's what we can do, and we have 7 chakras. Otherwise, we are not doctors. We do not provide any guidance. If somebody comes and say, "Can you check? Am I pregnant?" No, go to the doctor, do the test. People come and do all these kind of things. But as a tarot reader, we have to be very ethical, and we have to not scare people. There are so many tarot readers who try to scare people. Oh, you have, you have a curse on you. No, I don't support that, and I always tell my students, if you want to learn and grow on this path, be on the ethical path. Give guidance because you are the chosen one, right? We are the chosen one. We are using tarot to provide guidance, and even we are not providing guidance. It's the universe. We are just a medium. And if your predictions come true, that means it's coming from the universe. We are nobody to take that credit. All right. So the next card is the strength, right? If you see the card is very beautiful card, and there is this lady who she has infinite symbol, and also if you see a flower crown, right? And she's wearing a white robe with a flowery belt. So that shows that this woman is a very pure woman, connected to the universe, and very peaceful, a very pure soul. And if you see, she has kind of control over a wild animal, lion, right? Because she has like a head like this, and the lion is kind of like her what you call like a dog, right? It's like it's representing of faithfulness of a dog, but it's not a real line. It's trying to tell something. This card, this card is talking about your inner strength. So uh, we all have our uh, desires. It's talking about control over your inner desire, your anger, your fear, lack of courage. So this card shows strength, problem, and courage. And the person has successfully controlled his or her negative emotions like greed, anger, ego. This person has controlled all the emotions because done a lot of introspection. That's what they're trying to tell you. And it shows the person has faced a lot of obstacles but has overcame those obstacles by controlling the negative virtues that this person had, because we all have this wild um, animals instinct in us, because we evolve as a human, but we come from jungle, right? So whenever this card comes, we always tell the person that you are a very pure person. However, you have to overcome your greed. We don't name greed and all. We just say your negative virtues, because some people are not greedy, but they have a lot of anger issues. So they have to do their introspection. We don't name it, right? And this card shows that there is a love in relationship. If it comes as a relationship card, there's a love in relationship. However, there's a lot of ego, there's a lot of anger or resentment, you name it, all the negative and low frequency emotions. One second, I have to put the charger. And this person can also be a pet lover. Okay, so if the card it comes in the past, that means the person has struggled a lot in the past, and the person might have overcome the difficulties and then became stronger, because this card talks about identify your inner strength, right? It's all about inner, like outside circumstances will not be changed. It just talks about your inner strength, inner courage. And in the past, this person had the materialistic comfort as well, and he had overcome his inner desire or wants, right? Worked on himself. In the present, the person has struggled a lot, but now he or she overcame from the difficulties. In the present, it becomes a positive card. That means you did your struggle, you did your inner work, right? You faced a lot of challenges, but you became stronger, because uh, these problems challenged your inner strength to be polished, and you worked on yourself, and now you are successful. In the future, it becomes negative, because this person will have to struggle a lot. This person will be face situations where he'll have to struggle a lot, and he'll have to overcome, you know doing introspection, and will be put into a situation where we'll have to control all the low frequency emotions, fear, anger. Like for example, maybe you'll go into a relationship, um, and your partner is going to challenge your ego, and you'll have to come to an agreement where you will say, okay, you know what, I think I my ego should not come on the way. So it's just, in every situation, it's going to make sure, the situation is going to make sure that you do the inner work. That's the core of this card, that you have to control your negative virtues. Okay.
I
In
have
the
one
health
question.
also. Yeah.
What's the significance of the infinity symbol above their head?
So that means this person has infinite potential and infinite knowledge and connected to the universe. And we see this symbol on the magician as well, magician card as well. Okay. So the next card is the hermit. When you see hermit, what do you feel about this card?
I see like guidance and isolation a little bit.
Yep. Isolation is
I
definitely there.
I kind of feel like also, yeah, because of the guidance and because of the introspection, maybe problems are more under control because, like the mountains represent um problems, issues, and those mountains in the background look so small. So it's almost like in control of whatever situation.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like they're rising above all of the stuff to get like a different perspective on it and just really reflect. It doesn't really give like negative or sad. It also just doesn't give like happy. It's just kind of like in a thought state in a way, just without really putting a lot of emotions to it.
Good. So basically, first we see number nine. Nine means strength and courage. And we see an old person with white beard, right? This shows that the person has gained experience and is wise. And also we see a lantern, right? Like the lamp. And if you see, he's not looking at it. His face is down, right? This shows that he's showing light to others. This indicates he is sharing his knowledge and wisdom to others, but not really applying it to him or herself, right? But just showing the light to others that, I have this experience and I'm just sharing it to others. And that's why he gets isolated because sometimes people don't need advice. That's why people are kind of saying, keep your advice to yourself. Stick. Stick to walk shows he tried and is exhausted. He tried to mingle with people, but now he's exhausted and he's very alone and depressed. So there's a lot of isolation, right? Like this card really shows the essence of, you're feeling very lonely. This is a neutral card, meaning we cannot say it's a positive or negative. It depends what question the querent is asking. For example, if somebody comes and say, can you tell me how my marriage will be in the future? And should I marry this person? What will be the answer? What do you guys think? Will you
Follow
suggest,
your follow your intuition.
yeah, from your intuition, but from the card, let's say from the card, will you advise the person to marry this person? And because we see the future card at the hermit.
I think if the hermit is wise and that lantern he holds the star, then I feel like, yeah, it would be a good marriage, like follow your intuition, but it might not be the most exciting marriage.
See, in marriage, if you feel lonely, it's not a good marriage, right? And also it depends on what you're looking for, but usually you look for, um, togetherness. You look for sharing your life together. And if you're feeling lonely, that means the marriage might not be successful. For sure, we don't just look at one card, we do the spread. But individually on this card, we for marriage, usually we would not suggest because you'll end up being lonely. But if it comes for education, or a student come and says, I'm going to join this diploma or this degree, how this will be, we can definitely say you might feel lonely. Maybe you're going to a different state or different country for to do that. That could be the possibility. But you'll definitely gain knowledge, you'll be wise. So for education we need that, right? We need that. This We don't need like a lot of excitement. If you want to get the education, like for 21 22 per 22, if you're 21 or 22. um Sorry, I was getting a call. And it shows wisdom, spirituality, and learning. So for example, if somebody is going to join a retreat or a spirituality course, this is a perfect card. So that's why the answer is neutral. Oh, the card is neutral, so the answer depends on what the question is. This card also indicates introspection. It tells you to take time for yourself and think about the past lessons. Don't keep giving advice to others. Do introspection, you know, inside. So if the person says why my marriage is not working and what is the guidance for me, we can say, I think the problem is inside you. You're just trying to change to others because you have a lantern and it's holding. You're not looking inside you. You're just complaining about your partner. And as I mentioned, this shows loneliness as a person is standing alone and is kind of depressed. Such people are advised not to give unnecessary advice and suggestions, as this can lead to loneliness. Use your knowledge and experience for your spiritual upliftment rather than guiding others. Okay. Yes, I see a hand raised.
Yes, I was wondering, back to the marriage thing, if they had asked if it would be a good marriage. Since it's a neutral card, instead of giving a hard yes or no, how about just clarifying it? Would that
Mm-hmm.
work?
Yeah, perfectly. Yep. I think you clarify it and you try to even find out why this loneliness will come and how we can solve it, right? Because sometimes, yeah, in West, usually it's a love marriage. Like, you already know that I'm going to choose this person, and you try to make it work. But in India, still, there's arranged marriage where your family or your friends arrange it for you. That's called arranged marriage. In that situation it gets little challenging because you don't know this person and you don't know, and you just come for the guidance from tarot because you're confused. And yeah, you can always pull clarifier card, always. Whenever neutral card comes, that's a very good point. I always do that. Instead of giving an answer, first of all, I don't give answer from one card. I do full spread so that I know each and every detail. And we'll learn about spreads also. Okay, this is a very positive card, as you can see. One second, my husband is calling. Let me just see. All right, sorry about that. So, Wheel of Fortune, this is number 10, and number 10 talks about completion, right? So, this is a very positive card. Number 10 shows fulfillment and prosperity. The Wheel of Fortune tells that life had many ups and downs. Life has many ups and downs. We should learn to sail through all of them, right? Because sometimes there will be good time, there will be bad time. So we have to learn how to sail through them because it signifies as we sow, so shall we reap. So this card really talks about your efforts. This card says your bad time is over and your good time is coming. So put your 100% efforts because as we sow, so shall we reap, right? And this card also shows unexpected good luck, promotions, prosperity. It shows that a new cycle of life is about to start with positive circumstances. Sometimes the circumstances are negative and we put so much hard work, but the time is not supporting us. But this is not that. This means your time will also support you. So go for it. Very positive card for health, finance, for your relationship. We should be prepared to accept responsibilities and duties. And we have to give our best effort because destiny is going to support us. And no shortcuts. This card also indicates no shortcuts because it's a cycle, wheel of fortune. So
I
the
had a
card, if
question
you see
about
the,
this card.
I'm sorry.
I had a question about this
Yeah,
card. Under the wheel in the picture, it looks like there's like a half animal, half person that's like
yeah.
red. What is that like representative of?
So this actually, this is a very. I was going to come to that. In real life, it doesn't exist, right? So it
Mm-hmm.
shows unnatural forces will support you, like something that's not natural. That universe will support you in maybe spirits from higher realm will support you. That's what it represents because they're showing something which is not real. The card has all the colors and elements, right? In which it shows that the person has full resources to change his or her destiny. So your family will support you, universe will support you, everybody will support you. That's what it's trying to show you. But you have to work in the right direction and then you'll find success. And this also shows karma, the the karma cycle, you know. And also it depends on your karmas. Like sometimes this also shows that you're going to get rewarded for your karmas, whether it's good or bad. That's why, clarifier card is always important. When you don't understand, always pull clarifier cards. So in the past, the person had everything. If it comes in the past, we'll say you had all the materialistic pleasures. You had the money, thoughts, universe support, unnatural forces support, and comfort levels. Your relationship, business, health, finances matters were on the right track. You were blessed with everything. Whatever hard work you had done in the past, you got good results. Present, you have everything in your life. You have the money, the right thinking, nature support, comfort level, and everything is on track. So keep working hard. In the future, you'll have everything in the future. Your good time is coming. If you're planning for any new adventure, go for it. In relationship, your personal life will be going on the right track. You will have, everything. Your partner will trust you, will support you in your decisions. So your relationships will be in a good shape. And always add your own content. I'm just giving a brief, when it comes to relationship, but always add your content from general interpretations that we learn. In business also, it's a very positive card. Okay, so I had this PPT until Wheel of Fortune. Let me maybe pull my another notes. Today or tomorrow? Today. At 2 o'clock. Okay. The next card is Justice card. This is also a positive card. This talks about 11. 11 is becomes 2. 1 plus 1 become 2. And 2 means balance. This is again a very positive card. And if you see, it clearly shows balance, right? Because is talking about justice. This shows equality, fairness, and wisdom to do what is right. So this talks about doing the right thing instead of your convenience, right? For example, um, you in order to get into the shape, what is the right thing to do? Have a good diet and go to the gym, right? That's the right thing to do. Instead of convenience, oh, I don't feel like doing it, right? I don't feel like going to the gym. I have headache. It doesn't matter. Do the right thing. That's what it's talking about. It tells you to the right thing, even it's not the most desired thing. For a relationship, what is the right thing? Be committed, right? Be committed to your partner. Don't look for your desires to maybe, you're attracted to somebody else. And that's where your attention is going. No, you have to be committed to your current partner, right? Justice. Sometimes this also comes into, the court cases. Like sometimes people are going through court cases and this card really comes up. This card is not a positive or negative. This card will say, if you're guilty, you will get the punishment. If you're not, justice will happen. This talks about justice. The right thing will happen. So maybe, you're not guilty. That means the universe will support you. And you will get the support from the universe and justice will happen to you. It also tells you to take the decision with a lot of patience and understanding. And it tells you to solve your own problems with justice, with the right thing, and not listen to others. So whenever if it comes as a guidance and you're confused about making a decision, so you have to do your analysis and try to do the right thing. Okay, what is the right thing to do? You have to create a balance. What is the right thing to do at this point of time? And it also has a sword, right? He is holding a sword in the right hand. So if you don't do the right thing, you will get punishment. And this card also shows, you will get apologies if you acted fear, but you were yourself unfair. You'll have to face consequences. That's what the symbol sword and the balancing uh, symbol is. Because this is showing red, right? So we can say that uh, in business and all, you can be aggressive in making decisions. And then you won't listen to anybody because you have made the decision. And if you see picture symbolism, this person is wearing a robe. This shows belongs to a royal family. And again, the sword, this shows that the person has the ability to do justice through thought and right action. Such people should try to solve their own problems and not listen to others. Crown is a symbol of authority, royalty, and command. That means this person has the authority to do it. This can represent a judge, in the court case, or head of the family, who is responsive, financial responsibility, and who makes decisions in the family. And the scale that we have, this shows balance, thought, and understanding. All right, any question? We are at time. And I hope you like this class and continue to show up in the next classes. I love tarot, and I would suggest you to buy a new tarot deck if you don't have, and try to practice, from the theory. And if you're interested in purchasing the